Drinks have been taken. After 40 overs, Australia 5 for 88. Valletta on 20, Healy 2. Alan Border won the toss this morning in perfect conditions and elected to bat. And the first batsman to go was David Boone. The bowler was Malcolm Marshall.
Yes, that was in the 13th over. Boone had been dropped a little earlier too. He had 7 by Richie Richardson, but Malcolm Marshall, first of a couple of LBW decisions. He's the man with the ball in the hand at the moment. Whilst his width has been all over the shop, he's bowled a couple of beauties.
No ball called. Jeff Marsh played very well for 27. Just about 14 minutes before the luncheon break, he fell to Gus Logie and Curtly Ambrose.
Ian Valletta had added 33, and just when he was looking good, the unexpected happened. The catch lobbed up in the air. Little Gus Logie did the rest.
Gordon Greenidge was in the gully for the first ball after the luncheon break. Graham Wood was the batsman, Ambrose was the bowler, and he got a nasty one.
Ambrose, very aggressive attitude after lunch. Wood had looked a little unsettled before lunch. Took his eye off a couple of short ones and flashed outside the off stump. And it seemed like poetic justice, really, for the big fast bowler from Antigua. He really has bowled splendidly today.
Well fielded third slip. Alan Border came in, were quite comfortable, but fell down to the leg side. Very difficult decision for the umpire, who's a judge caught behind for 4.
There'll be a lot of discussion around Australia over the next couple of days on that one. But in the book, it says Alan Border was out. Caught Dujon, bowled Ambrose. There's not much you can do about it. That one, the Australian captain back in the pavilion, and Australia in a lot of trouble.
Malcolm Marshall has the ability to swing the ball both ways, and he's caught 2 Australians in front because they weren't sure which way the ball was swinging, and Steve Waugh was his next victim.
So we see Waugh just getting the bat up in the air. There was no attempt there to thrust the pad forward to second line of defence. And if the bat there, but certainly it's suicide against a man with the ability to bend the ball back from outside the off stump like this fella. So that's the sorry tale for Australia. Into the 41st over, 5 for 89. Mike Valletta batting at number 3. Dean Jones, 12th man for Australia. Allowed him to come into a very important position. Alan Border batted at 5. Really the top end of the Australian batting lineup in disarray. At no stage have they looked like grabbing this attack by the scruff of the neck. Patrick Patterson is an early blow after bowling 3.1 overs. He left the field with bad knee ligament injury.
Short run, that's the over bowled. It's 5 for 89. Australia 5 for 89, Valletta 20, Healy 2. Malcolm Marshall to continue from the members' end. Ian Healy, the batsman.
Pretty lonely lot out there, the bat in the hand. Just the reputations of this West Indies attack. Fearsome reputations, and not an easy task either to confront them, going full bore, pushing off the side screen.
Oh, Ian Chappell's talking to 2 men who got Australia away to a reasonable start this morning.
Thanks, Bill. Yes, I guess a lot of people around Australia want to know what it's like to face a 4-man pace attack. Well, 2 guys who should know, David Boone and Jeffrey Marsh. Firstly, you, David, you faced the West Indies quickies in 84, 85. How would you compare them this time with that tour?
Well, they're still very good bowlers, bowling at quite a pace, and this morning Malcolm swung it quite a bit, which made it even more difficult.
What about the comparison of pace? So I suppose 84, 85, the main attack was Holding, Garner, Marshall, and then Courtney Walsh. Quicker in those days than this lot?
I think possibly because Malcolm, I think, was bowling a lot quicker then, and now he's sort of dropped back a little notch and starting to swing it and use the head a bit more rather than pace.
Curtly Ambrose is a difficult customer because of the bounce he gets, Jeffrey.
Yeah, he's a tall lad, and he definitely sort of gets a lot more bounce than Malcolm, but you know, it's something we've got to come to grips with, and in a hurry, because you know, obviously there's 4 of them out there, and you know, we've got to do something and get some runs on the board.
You seemed, the two of you, pretty keen to push a few singles around and keep the board ticking over in that way early in the innings.
Yeah, I think it's important that you know, we're sort of very positive and you know, try to push the singles and put a little bit of pressure back on them, and you know, it was going okay, but Malcolm got in there and got Babsy out, and I suppose that was the end of it.
The fact that he is swinging the ball around obviously makes it a bit dangerous to be letting him go. I guess you and Stephen Waugh can attest to that, Booney.
Yeah, it does a little bit. In swinger he bowled, it took him a while to get it on line this morning, but when he got it together, it was moving in quite late, which made it difficult. And I think as an opener, you're looking to try and frustrate a bowler by letting as many as you can go. You know, and obviously I must have picked the wrong one.
Malcolm Marshall just making a slight adjustment to the field placing. Michael Valletta will get a couple. In fact, he's very quick between wickets. He gets back for the 3rd. Difficult to pick the difference between the in-swinger and the out-swinger from Malcolm?
For some it mightn't be, but I didn't see a lot of difference in his action this morning. You know, obviously, you know, that makes it a very dangerous and a good ball.
He does seem to vary his pace a lot, Jeff.
Yeah, I think, as David said before, he's using his head a lot more now, and you know, he still gets in the quick bounce there occasionally, just to keep you thinking about coming forward too often.
Having got through Marshall and Patrick Patterson in the early part there, in fact, it seemed a pretty secure sort of opening, and really until Ambrose came along, wasn't it?
Yeah, it's the first time I've ever faced him, and you know, he got one to steeple a little bit, but you know, there again, I think he varies his pace a lot, and you know, he obviously got a good Yorker, bowling a similar sort of delivery to Joel Garner.
How would you compare him with the big bird?
I don't know, it's hard to say. I think you'd have to say that Big Bird at the moment would be a better bowler, but I think this guy could be good in the future.
Is the bird, when he was really charging in, which he did in 84, 85, probably a fraction quicker than Ambrose?
I think probably consistently a fraction quicker, but this guy can let one go when he wants to.
Curtly Ambrose has been replaced at the Stanley Street end. Courtney Walsh is bowling from that end. Courtney Walsh with the figures of none for 21. What about...
Australia 5 for 96, Valletta 24, Healy 4. He's on strike to Marshall. Let's hope this young man plays his natural game and plays a few shots. With the field up, he's an opportunity to find a gap or two. Marshall with the shortish run.
A man playing his first test match on Australian soil. He should feel fairly comfortable. His home ground, not that he's had a great deal of experience on the GABBA. Grabbed the opportunity when he thrust into the Australian team by the national selectors. Now, I guess he's got a great future ahead of him if he can just hang on to that opportunity.
Nicely played and well fielded by Logie at short leg. Stopped it with the boot. It was well struck on drive.
Let's have a look at just how this one is stopped. One way to stub your toe, that one. Beautifully struck on drive. The protective gear's just a fraction high.
And Malcolm Marshall, for his experience, testing out young Ian Healy in his first test on Australian soil by going around the wicket. No, I think he'll probably try and bounce him out, trying to get him to play a pull shot with a different line. He's already attempted one hook shot off Courtney Walsh. 3 slips of gully in a short leg. Beautifully struck to mid-off. There's nothing in this wicket to suggest that it's not giving the bowlers a lot of help. It seems to be a comfortable wicket where the batsmen are coming onto the front foot with confidence. They haven't got many half volleys. When they have, they've struck them fairly well. Good shot. Probably the shot of the day. 4 runs.
There's no mystery about that. Changed the angle, pitched outside the line of the off stump. As Bill said, a beautiful batting wicket. This one here at the Gabba. Kevin Mitchell has done that. He's put together a good track, firm, even bounce. And that one punished away behind square mound at point.
First boundary since the luncheon break. Australia moved to 100 for 5. Mike Balletta on 24, Healy 8. And Healy looks quite relaxed. Enormous pressure on this young man. Nice stance at the wicket, quite comfortable. No ball called.
You can see the manner in which Malcolm Marshall ran in then. He charged in. He tried for that extra effort. It's not hard to overstep that bowling crease. He sees Hill just on it, lifting in the delivery stride. An extra centimetre in every pace. It's not hard to creep up the length of the boot.
Marshall going back over the wicket. West Indian fast bowlers have bowled 18 no balls so far. This is the 45th over bowled. It's the over. It's 5 for 101.